Hello, this is Chloe. In this video I'll be showing you how to crochet this drawstring bag or pouch. So when you open it up, it opens all the way so you can hold quite a bit of stuff inside of it and access all the little stuff easily. And it has a drawstring, so when you pull it, it closes all the way. Then you can just carry it around. So here are the materials we'll need. You will need some size 4 medium weight yarn. This is some big twist value yarn. I just spun it up into a cake of yarn. A size G 4.25 millimeter crochet hook, a yarn needle, and scissors. Now that we've gone through all the materials, let's get started. To start off, we're going to take our yarn and then we'll make a magic circle. To do this, we make an X on our finger, take our crochet hook, and then put the crochet hook through the first loop, into it, and then pull the second loop into the first loop, like that. Then we're going to yarn over and pull through. Make sure you get through all the strands while doing each of the steps. This is what your magic circle should look like, somewhat. So now we're going to chain 2. And we're ready to start round 1. For round 1, we're going to do 12 double crochets into the magic circle. To do this, we'll yarn over, go into the magic circle, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, and yarn over and pull through another 2 loops. That's our first double crochet. So we're going to make 11 more of these. So just do 11 more double crochets. And then we're going to slip stitch to the chain 2, the top of the chain 2 that we made. So as you can see there, here's the first chain, and this is the second chain. So we're going to slip stitch to that second chain. And then we're going to pull on this end to close up the loop, to close up the hole that's in the middle. So as you can see, it's gonna close up. And then we're ready to start round 2. For round 2, we're going to chain 2 and then do 2 double crochets or an increase into each stitch. So to do this, we will go into the first double crochet, which is right here, and then do a double crochet. Then into that same stitch, we're going to do another double crochet. This is called an increase. As you can see, there are 2 double crochets in the same stitch. So we're just gonna be repeating this all the way around to the end of the round, and then we'll be ready to start round 3. At the end of round 2, you should have 21 stitches. This is not including the chain 2 because that chain 2 does not count as a stitch. So just count from here to here, and if you have 21 stitches, then you have the correct amount. So after finishing round 2, we're going to slip stitch to the top of our chain 2. Then we'll chain 2. Then we're ready to start round 3. For round 3, we're going to do 1 double crochet into the first stitch, and then an increase into the next stitch. So that's 1 double crochet into the first stitch, and then an increase in the next stitch. Repeat this all the way around. At the end of each round, you should always end off with an increase, so just make sure you do that. So at the end of each round, you do not slip stitch to the top of chain 2. You slip stitch to your first double crochet. That's so that you don't have a little space in between the last stitch like I have here. Now we're going to chain 2, and then for round 4, we will do 1 double crochet in the next 2 stitches. Like that. And then an increase in the next stitch. So that's 1 double crochet in the next 2 stitches, then an increase in the next stitch. So repeat this around for row 4. At the end of round 4, you should end off with an increase. Sorry, I forgot to do that last stitch. So slip stitch to the first double crochet you made, and then chain 2. Now we'll start on round 5. For round 5, we'll do 1 double crochet in the next 3 stitches. And then an increase in the next stitch. So it should look something like this. So we have 3 double crochets and then an increase. So just repeat this around for round 5. At the end of round 5, we'll slip stitch to the first double crochet, then chain 2. As you can see, the circle's getting pretty big, but we need enough room to put all the stuff in, because whenever you cinch it up, like it gets cinched up, then it makes a pretty small space at this size. So we need to make it a little bigger, about double this size pretty much. So now for round 6, we will do 1 double crochet in the next 4 stitches. And then an increase in the 5th stitch. So repeat this pattern all the way around for round 6. At the end of round 6, we are going to slip stitch to the first double crochet we made, and then chain 2. So for round 7, we're going to do 1 double crochet into the next 5 stitches. Like so. And then an increase in the 6th stitch. So repeat this around for the 7th row. At the end of round 7, we are going to do a slip stitch into the first double crochet we made, then chain 2. Now we're going to do one double crochet into the next 6 stitches. Like this, and then an increase into the 7th stitch. So repeat this pattern all the way around for the 8th row. At the end of row 8, we're going to slip stitch to the first double crochet, chain 2, and then we're on to row 9. So for row 9, we're going to do 1 double crochet into the next 7 stitches. And then an increase into the 8th stitch. Repeat this around for the 9th row. At the end of round 9, we're going to slip stitch to the first stitch or double crochet, and then chain 2. So we're almost done. The circle's pretty big, but we want to make it a little bit bigger just so that it can fit a little bit more stuff. But if you want to make like a small one, like a small drawstring pouch or bag, then you can keep it like this and then make the drawstrings, as I'll show you soon. But I'm going to continue on to round 10. So for round 10, we're going to chain 2 like we just did, and then we're going to do 1 double crochet into the next 8 stitches. It should look something like this. And then we're going to do an increase into the 9th stitch. So repeat this pattern around for the 10th row. By now you can probably see a pattern whenever we go on with each round, that as we add a round or go on to the next round, we add 1 double crochet to the amount of double crochets we do before each increase. So on the last row, which was the 9th row, we did 7 double crochets and then an increase. But on this 10th row, we did 8 double crochets and then an increase. So you can keep doing this pattern until you get to the size you want your bag to be. But I'm going to stop here because I'm using this to store my washi tape, and I don't have a whole bunch of washi tape, so I don't need a huge one. So at the end of round 10, we're just going to slip stitch to the first stitch, and then we're going to finish off. So just pull the loop up on your crochet hook, or with your crochet hook. Take your scissors and cut the end. Make it pretty long so that you can sew the end in. Then we're going to open the loop, then pull the end through the loop, and then just pull. So all we're going to do is sew these two ends in, this beginning end and this end here. And then we'll be ready to make our drawstring. So to sew the end in, you just put it onto your yarn needle. And then sew the end into some stitches of your project. And then cut it. So now that we've done one end, we're just going to do this to the other end, and then we'll be ready to make the drawstring. Now that we've sewn in the ends and finished our main piece, we can start making the drawstring. To make the drawstring, we take our yarn and make a slip knot. So to do this, you wrap the yarn around your finger twice. Then you pull one loop over the other, and then just do that one more time. And then we're going to chain 140. So to make a chain, you just yarn over and then pull through the loop. So we'll just make 140 of these chains. I like to count by 5 so I can memorize how many I've done. But I've already finished a drawstring right here. So this is about how long it should be. So once you've made your drawstring, you can assemble your drawstring pouch. So make sure that you know which side is the right side and which side is the wrong side. So the wrong side looks a little bit matted, sort of. And the right side has all the stitches that are really defined. And we will put the right side down because the wrong side is going to be the inside of our drawstring bag. Then we're going to take our drawstring and our yarn needle. Then we'll thread the end of the drawstring, just one end, through the needle. And then we'll go onto one point of the main piece. It doesn't matter where it is. Then we'll go into one of the stitches. And then just pull the drawstring into it. And leave a little tail at the end. Then we're going to skip 2 stitches. I'm sorry, 2 stitches. We're going to skip 2 stitches, then go into the 3rd stitch, and then like weave the drawstring into the main piece. Then we're going to skip 2 stitches again, go into the 3rd stitch, and then weave the drawstring in. So just repeat this around until you get to the beginning where you started, and I'll show you what to do next. By the way, if you make your drawstring bag larger or smaller, you might want to add or deduct chains for the drawstring, because you don't want the drawstring to be too large. To be too long or too short. So once you've sewn the drawstring into the whole piece, if you've done the same amount of rounds as me, you should have ended off right at the stitch before the stitch we went into at the beginning. So now it should look something like this. And then what we're going to do is we're going to tie the two ends of the drawstring together. So just make a knot with the ends. There we go. It's really tight now. And then I just left the little tails at the like the way they are, and then I cut the two actual yarn tails to be shorter, and then it didn't come undone. I made this other one, quite a while ago, and it's been really secure, and it hasn't broken or anything. And then you are finished with your drawstring bag. So let me show you how to use it. Here I have some washi tape, and here's my drawstring bag. So I'm just going to put all of the washi tape into the bag. And then all you got to do is pull on the drawstring, and then it holds all of your stuff you put inside. And then you can just carry it around since there's a drawstring. And then that's how you use it. So I hope you enjoyed learning how to make this, and thanks for watching. Bye!